I am here to talk about the astrological sky. Something that I wanted to comment is that the moon today went through Capricorn and activated a square attention with Mars. Let's remember that the moon is linked with our emotional world, the way we process our emotions. So when the moon is in Capricorn, we have the tendency to be more focused on our goals, on objectives, on our labor, our responsibilities. But other polarity of this moon could be linked to that we are very much like behaving in a tough way, with harshness, rigidity, exigency with ourselves or with other people. This is one of the polarities of the moon in Capricorn. Like it is never enough, you know. So the moon is entering Aquarius and is making a conjunction with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. At the same time, Pluto is being activated by Jupiter, you know, this planet of expansion of our structures of thought, beliefs, that is also at the same time in conjunction with Venus, the planet, Venus in Gemini, the planet of relationships, and the Sun, the luminar that represents our identity, our vital force, and the things that we bring to consciousness because the Sun illuminates. So the fact that the moon went through Capricorn today activated us and activated this square with Mars. You know, Mars is approaching Chiron. It is approaching Chiron because it is going to create this conjunction with it. And Chiron is associated with our wounds, the wounds that can awaken in us, you know, the insecurities, fears. So this union is telling us that we have to confront, to face those wounds in order to move forward and to take evolutionary opportunities, because Mars is coming from activating the mathematical degree of the eclipse too. And Chiron was very present in that eclipse of in Aries of April 8. So something important that I mentioned yesterday was that when, you know, if we don't use our energy to redirect it in action, in coherence with the soul, with this transit of Mars and Chiron, this could turn into anger, into irritation. And not only that, because metaphysically, not only that in ourselves, what I'm trying to explain is that metaphysically, energetically, when we are receiving an impulse of the soul and the conditioned mind is resisted to act in coherence with that, this could project on the outside conflicts with other people. So not only we could be more reactive and make projections, but also other people could project. And it is very easy at those moments, you know, to feel in separation. What I'm trying to say is that the conditioned mind perceives, you know, a person not acting in the way we want as attacking, you know, as a pulse of destruction. So we activate the survival mode, and we feel the need of defending ourselves or attacking too. But if we return to consciousness, we can understand that nobody is doing anything to me. People could reflect something that is happening inside of myself. I mean, if I am having a contradiction, then, you know, contradictions on the outside, people opposing, you know, to reflect in which spaces I am opposing to myself. So the thing that prevents us from, you know, returning to consciousness, the most common thing is the rejection of our dualities, which is Gemini, our dualities. And not only in this denial of the shadow, what is called in shadow many times in the spiritual world, but also when we are detecting these dualities inside and we are judging them. Judging is a way of rejection too. Consciousness, the inner being that it inhabits in us, is a loving energy. So the way we can integrate is by accepting and embracing. You know, because that way we can really transform what is happening in us, and the thing is that with Chiron, we all have a natal Chiron. We all have a Chiron stepped into a certain house of our natal chart. The tendency in first instances of our lives is to not face that wound. Hi. But the important thing is that we are in denial of that wound because we know that facing that wound is going to produce pain. And that's why it is very important to lose the fear of pain, because pain is inherent in our path, in the human path. Now, suffering is an extension of resistances. Suffering is a product of our resistances, or the things that we are feeding with our mind. But pain is a door. In fact, Chiron is a key. It's a key to, through that wound, we can let the light in. We can break a shell of the ego and let the light in. So these days could be uncomfortable. We are going through, Mars is going to approach Chiron in the next days. So it could be uncomfortable, but they have a great potential to, illuminate us in a new level. So, well, I am going to end the video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.